Hey everybody, so today we are talking about how to format your paper in MLA formatting. So we're going to start off, first off we're talking about MLA 8. So if any updates have happened since MLA 8, you're looking at the wrong tutorial here. But for MLA 8, this is how you will format your paper in MLA. So you want to just click anywhere on the screen here and you'll see the cursor start up. What you'll want to do is you'll want to just type your name. So I'm going to say student name. This is part of the heading, by the way. So student name, instructor name, class name, and the deadline date. Okay, so that's going to be formatted day, month, year. So for example, let's sort of swap these out. Student name, this would be John Smith. Instructor name, instructor is me, so Kristen Gosinski. Our class name, ENGL 1101 or ENGL 1102. And just pick the one that applies to you. There shouldn't be any spaces between the ENGL and the number. So you don't need to have that space in there. And then let's say that the deadline date will be today. So this is March 21st. So it's going to be 21 March 2020. Okay, and that is our header. That is our heading. Okay, so we've got that. Now, yours might look a little bit different. You may have a little bit of extra spacing here in between these lines. If that's the case, what I'm going to ask you to do is to select all. So if you're on a Mac, you do Command A. If you're on a PC, you do Control A, and Command or Control are both on the bottom left or right side of your keyboard on opposite sides of the space bar. Okay, so Control or Command, and then hold down Control or Command, and then hit A, and that'll highlight everything. And then to remove that spacing, what you're going to do is right click, go down to Paragraph, and it'll pull up this screen or something that looks similar. You want to make sure that it looks like mine does down here in the spacing section, okay? Before 0 point, after 0 point, and then you want to click don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. Otherwise, as you're typing, you'll hit enter after a paragraph and it'll add a little bit of extra spacing. You also want to make sure that the line spacing is going to be double. Now there is another button for that, but while you're in here, you might as well do it. Okay, so we can do double spacing right here. We're going to click OK. Boom, it now converts it to double spacing for us. Our heading is all set. Perfect. So let's click anywhere on the page to unhighlight that text. Now let's add our header. Okay, our header is going to be along the top here. It's going to end up being in the top right hand corner, and it's going to be our last name and page number. So what we're going to do, double click. Okay, we just double click anywhere above where your name is, and you'll be able to see that it kind of differentiates it. So it'll automatically be left aligned, but what we're going to do is before we even touch anything as far as the alignment goes, we're going to go page number, okay, and we're going to do page number here. The alignment is going to be right, and yes, we do want to show that number on the first page. Boom, we now have a page number in there. Okay, now we can see that we've got our cursor back on the left. We need our last name over to the right by the page number, so that way it's right next to it. So what we're going to do is go back to that home screen, and we're going to hit the little right alignment guy. Boom, now we're there. So it's going to be student last name. So whatever your last name is, if we're going to follow the template here, it's going to be Smith. Okay, so while we're in the header of the document, headers and the rest of the body of the document actually work separately. So what we're going to do is we're going to either highlight everything, but if we highlight everything with our mouse, right, just like what happened here, you'll notice that the page number does not get included. So if we hit that Control A or Command A again, it'll also highlight the page number, and we want to make sure we change this to Times New Roman, font size 12. Boom, now we're all set. We can double click outside of the heading or the header of the document back to our heading, and let's do that sort of Control or Command A one more time and make the adjustment to our text as well, because in MLA everything is 12 point Times New Roman font. Boom. Now we're back there right at our deadline date. Let's enter down one time. We don't enter more than once. Think about MLA as being very boring. Everything looks the same. There's no extra spacing anywhere. Even if you have a works cited page to add on, no extra spacing anywhere. Always only hit enter once. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to write a title because MLA requires a title. So we're going to hit our little center alignment up here. Boom. That brings us to the middle. So title of your essay, and we want to I'm just going to leave you a little reminder to make it engaging. You want to make sure that your title is engaging, and it's also something that is talking about what your essay is going to discuss. You don't want it to be totally irrelevant. It needs to be relevant. And it also needs to be something that your reader sees and is like, I want to read more about that. Because remember, the title of your essay is going to be the first thing that the reader sees. So as much as the hook is very important, right, that first sentence of your introductory paragraph, the title is just as important because that is literally the first thing that your reader will see. Okay, so you want to make sure that you do that. After your title, you hit enter one more time, and then you're going to go back up here and click the left alignment button because everything starts to the left. You'll hit tab on your keyboard, which is on the left-hand side above caps lock, and that'll automatically it'll automatically indent half an inch. Okay, so you need to have, for each paragraph, there needs to be a half an inch indentation to start with, so that way your reader can easily see where your paragraphs begin, where the previous one ends, because if you've got a paragraph that ends all the way at the ending of the line, and then you don't indent for the next one, your reader's going to have a hard time differentiating between the ideas that you're discussing. They're going to seem irrelevant and seem like they don't quite make sense, so make sure you indent. Okay, and then once you do this, you just start writing, you're good to go. All right, so that's how you format a paper in MLA. So if you have any questions about this, definitely please reach out, and I am happy to help you. All right, have a great rest of your day, do great things, and I will be talking to you soon.